you own your journey, which is amazing. And I think it's such a refreshing situation to see somebody come on here and inspire so many other people. Yeah, I truly appreciate it, and I pray for you, and I hope the best for you, and just continue to do what you're doing, and success is just going to continue to come your way. And I hope your sobriety and recovery, is just watched over by angels and by God. And I hope that you continue to do what you're doing, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I dropped you a follow.
Cool. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I see you even talking to like Y-Eazy and some of them dudes, and I love Y-Eazy, and I think true people's character do show on here.
I just felt that maybe, like, especially when social media was popping off, like, why try to paint a perfect picture of my personality and my life? You know what I mean? So me as a person that's in a recovery community, I was like, maybe I'm gonna find a better experience if I own up to the things that are going to be brought to light anyway. They are going to be. Like, there's no hiding from who you are and what you've done in this life. It will come out. Eventually, everything comes out. So it's like, okay, I'm learning about social media. I wasn't as experienced back then, and I wasn't as experienced at being around healthy adults that are functioning in society. I started to meet some people that weren't fucking homeless people,
Right.
And it was a new experience for me. Right. So I've had to have a lot of check the stars come my way. I've had to have a lot of people, be like, hey, Nick, man, you're this close to this close. If you just stop doing this one thing or start doing this thing, then you're going to elevate. Right. So I keep looking for this path to elevate. And I thought, hey, the truth will set you free. Right? I don't want to be in this low vibrational state anymore. Drug addiction, alcoholism, a slave to my choices, a slave to my habits, right? And okay, because of those choices and because of those habits, it brought serious consequence into my life. Such consequence that people are profiting off of discussing the choices that I've made and the consequences that I've experienced because of the habits of because of my addiction. It's literally making people money on the internet. So, okay, I'm not worried about them making money. That's fine. I need to never be the topic of discussion for these T pages in a negative light ever again. And the way that I do that is stay sober. Okay. And I'm not the only person that has some consequences in their life because of decisions that they've made and their fucking addiction. All right. I'm sorry that some of my charges are ugly. I'm sorry that some of my truths are ugly. And I'm a person on social media that is telling my ugly truth and that is owning it and that is prepared to never, ever be put in a position to where he would perform or behave that way ever again.
Can I be honest? You don't take accountability. You speak on it, but I've never heard you own it. And I think that that's the biggest problem a lot of people have is if you actually took real accountability on things in your past, people could truly move forward and support you. It's people holding out on.
What is real accountability?
Real accountability would be like, hey, in my past, I strangled this girl and I went to prison for it. And this is what happened. This is my.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch the language you use on TikTok. First off.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I see it.
I get. Hold on. Let me finish. This is my panel.
My bad.
I respect what she's saying 100%. The word selection, you gotta do better. It's TikTok. Okay.
And I respect what she's saying too. I respect what the fuck she's saying too, because if that were the case and if that were true and if that's what was going on with the content creator that I was watching and if that's what the allegation was, I would want his ass to at least fucking own up to it if he did it. I would want him to fucking own up to it if he did it, but that's not what the fucking story is. And I didn't do it. So I've been saying the same thing for years. I had to plead guilty. Because I don't know the law. Because I was a fucking person in addiction who's never been in that much trouble before. Yes, I had a felony before, but I ain't never had no fucking big boy charge, home invasion, strangulation. We'll talk about it if you guys want to talk about it. But I pled guilty.
Chill with the word.
I got intimidated by my lawyer who says, hey, you're going to get 20 years if you try to fight this. There's a door that we can walk through right now. Let's talk about it. Hey, you might not know the law as well as you think you do. Hey, you might win your case. Hey, you might not want to plead guilty. You might not want to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to affect you for the rest of your life. So you might want to hire
You
that lawyer.
still have open warrants.
Where? For what?
There's three states.
Okay, and what are they for?
Well, we could ask NOLA.
Okay, so yes, let's ask New Orleans. Let's ask New Orleans if I have
So you haven't paid your debt to society, and the story that you keep telling, which is this story, is more than over a year, even a year
I
and a
did
half.
pay a debt to society. I served 5 years.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
How
I
many
did.
times did you do? How much time were you in prison? You
1
keep
year,
saying that
2 weeks,
you kept
and
saying
3
that,
days
but
off of a
you keep
5-year
saying that you
sentence,
did
non-violent.
1 year in. So stop lying. And this was
5
way
years.
before, and you've got way more charges since.
That were non-violent and none of them were-
Non-violent. You want to show people what the fucking hotel room looked like? Because
Did
the
I
video
get
is out there.
charged?
You fucking
Did I get
destroyed
charged,
that.
or did the charges get dismissed? Because that's the most recent allegation, and it got dismissed.
Allegations.
Allegation.
It's right there on your record, buddy.
There's nothing on my record that you're talking about new things. I served my debt. To
No, you
society.
didn't.
I did my year for what you're discussing, and I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
You don't even have your timeline straight. Are you crazy?
Hey,
You went.
listen.
You
You're not-
said
you're
that you
not
got
making
5
sense.
years, but you only did one.
Because you
And
don't
that
know
was
anything about the
years
law
ago.
on
And
a
then all of the
non-violent
things
charge.
that happened. And what happened in December 2023? What happened?
What happened?
You're the one with
What
all the
happened?
information.
What happened?
What happened?
You
What?
you took some substances and you destroyed a hotel room.
Says who? Says who?
Says the video evidence. There's video evidence out there. You want to go and open Reddit? You're so open with Reddit. You should have seen it.
Why are you not coming with the evidence yourself? Why are you not coming with anything that's hot and piping for the tea pot? You are discussing things, old news, ma'am. You are
Yeah, but you're
recycling
saying that you
content.
pay your debt to
You are
society,
recycling
which is not
content.
true, so
You're
shut up.
recycling content. That charge got dismissed. I'll pull it
are
up
you
right
trying
now.
to challenge
All
me
right,
with
all
this?
right. You want to talk about Robert's
Slow
Market
down.
then? Do you
Slow
want
down.
to talk about Robert's Market?
Yeah, Robert's Fresh Market, where I almost got unalived by a security guard.
Because you came in and you started, the thing was destroyed. There's also pictures out there.
Yeah, do you want to see them? Let's talk about that together. I would
Yeah,
love
go
to talk
ahead.
about Robert's
Go
Market.
ahead.
Because
Go
you're
ahead.
saying-
How there's video evidence
Yeah.
of you saying that you took someone else to defend yourself. You hid behind someone to
Because
protect
a man
yourself.
was
You
chasing
said
me with
that
a
in your
firearm.
live.
He was chasing me with a firearm around a store. and I
Because
was
you were
unarmed.
dangerous.
No, I'm not dangerous. No, I'm not dangerous.
You're not?
No, I'm not
All
dangerous.
right, hold on. How are you trying to say someone's dangerous when he's trying to say he was running away from the person?
Who
And
had
they-
a firearm?
and there's a pew pew involved. There's a lot, and you guys just need to take it step by step.
She's spitballing, bro.
I think we just need to take a step back and calm down.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
Everybody, chill.
Attacking Nick is not going to solve the situation at all.
I agree.
Listen, we all have a past. We've all been there. Not all of us. I have a past. I've
Yep.
been there. I've been to jail. I've been charged with things I didn't commit. I've been.
You almost took my life from me, and you want me to say sorry?
Nick, you need to take a breath. Just take a breath, because this is why people react to you the wrong way.
Nick, I have a challenge for you.
I know.
I have a challenge for you, Nick. My challenge for you, and tell me if you're going to accept this challenge, because my purpose up here is 2025 Project Free the People, okay? So here's my challenge that I ask you to accept. I ask you to go into your block list and unblock every single person that's ever been blocked on your page. Give
Give
them
me
a
a second.
second chance.
Summer.
But I'm just saying, give them a second chance. If they get reblocked, then so be it. But give people a second chance. Free the people.
Bro, he's literally shaking, trying to talk to you guys, and
And to be honest,
So grateful that the police showed up.
Really
I'm so
help.
grateful. I'm so grateful for this photograph right here, because this photograph right here is the reason why I'm still alive. These people saved my life right here. NOPD saved my life from that security officer that day. I'm not blaming NOPD. New Orleans Police Department saved my life that day at Robert's Fresh Market. They saved my life that day because that person was going to do my life.
The fact remains that when you're in active addiction, using.
I did relapse that day.
Yes, when you're in active addiction, using.
I was intoxicated that day, and it was my first real relapse of that entire adventure. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Listen, I'm not attacking you, honestly. I'm not attacking you. I just came up to.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
I used to be a dancer in New Orleans. I used to be a dancer. I used to work at the Corner Pocket, okay, as a go-go dancer, okay? I might not be that cute today. You might not want to tip me today, but there was a time in my life where I was kind of popular at the bar, okay? I got strung out, you know, and, you know, what happens to boys when they get strung out? They fall off, okay? So I fucking started... I went down there basically to not be the person I was when I left. I didn't want to be strung out. I wanted to be around a community that basically raised me. Okay? Like, I wanted to go and be like, hey guys, this will probably be the last time I ever do this for the Southern Decadence, because I worked really hard on myself to get to where physically I could even present myself to that community and it be worth entertaining. Because I got myself real strung out when I lived there, and I got real bad looking. I got all kinds of things. So I came home and I fucking got my health better than it's ever been in my entire life. And I said, you know what? I'm starting to fucking really go through some trouble here at home. Southern Decadence is right around the corner. If I could just not do any Tina, and if you're in the community, you know what that is. If I could just not do any Tina, and I could just fucking go down there and get content and get tips and leave, then this might be like a redemption arc for me. And I'll be able to like be like, guys, look, you know, I told you guys I used to be a dancer. Like, I'm dead ass. I'm dancing for Southern Decadence right now. And I relapsed. And I made a ton of money for the time that I made the money. And when I relapsed, all of my trauma, every deep, dark thing that's ever happened in my life came to the surface. And I did way too much of the substance that I relapsed on. And I went out in public and I had the biggest meltdown that anybody has ever seen out of me. And it was streamed publicly on the internet. And I almost died because of it. You know, and it's because of my own choices. You know, I shouldn't have relapsed, and that would have been a huge redemption for me. It would have been to a lot of people, because there's a lot of people in New Orleans that remembered me. I got recognized immediately. They couldn't believe that I was a TikToker now. You know what I mean? And I wanted it to be the thing. I chose the wrong choice, and I almost lost everything because of it. And I'm so grateful today that I get to be alive. I got arrested that day at the Robert's Fresh Market. I'm so grateful that I got arrested. Where'd you guys go? Okay,
We're
sorry.
here.
I'm so grateful that I got arrested, because if the police wouldn't have showed up that day, I don't know what had happened. Okay, I don't know what would have happened. So I'm so grateful that they did. I'm so sorry for any damages that happened. It was a relapse because I'm a person who struggles with addiction and mental health. And it will never happen again, because I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I never have to do that. I needed medical attention that day, and I didn't know how to get it, and I was trying to get it. And it was because I had used a substance that I used in the past. I didn't know what to do. I was afraid. I went into the store, and everything happened the way it happened. You guys saw the photos. He was scared. I was scared. He had a weapon. I didn't, you know? So I can't blame him. I can't blame him for drawing his weapon, but I can blame him for trying to citizens arrest me. He tried to basically be like, he tried to basically be like he was the one with the authority to do that, you know? So that's why I didn't go to jail, was because obviously there was evidence that I wasn't in the wrong, right? Because if I would have been put in the hospital by NOPD and I had any kind of reason to go to jail, they would have took me to jail.
Did you wreck the store?
What do you mean?
They're saying you wrecked the store.
Well, he probably messed some stuff up for sure. Look at him.
They want to hear from you. Just say it. Okay.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm just saying
All
shit.
I wanted to tell him is, you know what? Everybody in addiction, active addiction. I've never dealt with addiction, like any kind of substance addiction. Sorry, but anybody in addiction. My husband's an addict. When they relapse, they have no control over anything. It's like their brains just go haywire. So I get it. I don't know what he's done. I'm new to TikTok, so I just see him come up on all the T pages, which is fine. I don't really care what he's done. He got help. Unfortunately, he went to a bad facility, one that wasn't healthy for him.
Right.
And it was straight up a financial cult. I don't know if anybody else sees it that way. They used him, which is fine, but there are places that he can go. I'm glad he's clean now. Good for him. What he's done in his past, we can sit and beat him down. That's not going to help him get clean, stay clean, and move forward in a healthy way. We should all just be proud of the fact that he's sober now, right? Isn't that what we do when we support other people? I just don't think he's getting enough credit for what he has. It's a process.
I'm trying to get him to come back. Obviously,
It's just a process. He needs people that are going to be positive, not attack him.
That's what I'm saying. This is a lot. This is his life, and obviously it's public. And if we could just help him hold accountability, I know we're all being judges, but we have our own accountability within ourselves. Instead of targeting the accountability part, let's target where he's going now, because he feels cornered. This
That's
is still
exactly
someone in
it.
recovery. So I'm not trying to enable behavior, but it doesn't look like he's doing this shit now.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've seen a couple of things on T pages, and then I see him on live, and like really all he's doing is looking for a girlfriend, which he should probably keep a plant alive first. I'm pretty sure that's how it works in addiction.
Yeah.
That's what they told my husband. But you know, he's doing better for himself. We all make choices, right? Sometimes we make really bad ones.
Yep.
You don't get further ahead in life getting beat down about your past. And I don't have to be an addict to understand that.
I don't know what y'all want to hear from this guy, that he broke some things while in the middle of some bullshit that went down at a mall or something. Like, obviously some shit broke. And so, I mean, I don't know what the hell y'all want him to say.
Well, that's what I mean. When you asked, did he destroy the store? Look at the size of the guy. If he's an active addiction and he's mad and he's raging, of course he threw some shit around. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like you can't,
No.
that's like throwing a match in gasoline and saying, don't light. Come on. Common sense.
Is he gonna come back, Check?
Fuck.
I'm not trying to excuse everything. I don't know. I'm just going based on who he is today, who he has been since he's been on live sober. I don't know all the rest of it. I don't know about Reddit and stuff. He's trying to be positive and move forward.
So just to kind of follow up with your thing, just to play devil's advocate here, you know, people on TikTok only see what people allow us to see, right? And based off of what people see, they're going to make up their opinions in their minds based off of that. So
Yeah.
not everyone's going to agree with his actions. Not everyone's going to agree with the online begging. Not everyone's going to agree with the victim play, right? And these are the things that I want to point out, because these are the things that we do see, right? And we're not going to sit here and pretend like that doesn't happen. We're not going to pretend, because it does happen, and it happens in a circle over and over and over again.
Well,
If
yeah.
you really, and here's my thing. If you really want to change, and if you really want help, Well, change starts with you, right? And so if he wants that change and help, he needs to focus on himself, right? Focus on himself, his sobriety, his mental health, get a job, support yourself, stop going to the internet and begging people.
Absolutely. I absolutely 100% agree with that. I've seen a bunch of it, like Lisa Richards and all of them. And like Nick won't even follow you back if you don't gift him. I get that. That's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the
I
thing
get
is
that.
people goes off of that. Like we're not going to sugarcoat it, right? Like
No,
we're
but
not
like
going to
saying,
sugarcoat it. This is what we see.
but asking him about trashing a store and stuff when he's in active addiction is it's futile. It's pointless. It's just rubbing his nose in his past mistakes.
Right.
Like,
That's.
what he's
I didn't think it
doing
was a
now-
big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal. That's why I asked him so he could just let the people know. Okay, yeah, I was wilding out. Things broke. My bad. I didn't think it was gonna trigger him, but
you
But
can
you
see
did
how
a right
worked
thing
up
there.
he
You
got
did a right
at.
thing because
Yeah.
people on the internet want accountability. That's what people on TikTok want. They want people to take accountability for their actions, right? He did that. Hey, own it. I did this. Take accountability for it and move forward. But when you don't own something you've done, when you don't take accountability for something you've done, then what does that mean? That means that you don't think you've done anything wrong. That means you think you're an innocent person and you're not. Like,
Well, and while he's trying
we
to
have tell the
apologize,
truth here.
while he's trying to apologize and explain, he's deflecting, which I think is what's getting other
100%.
people riled up. And he's trying to defend his actions. And I get that too, because when they're in, like, he's not totally out of his active addiction role yet. He's still, like, in your 12 steps and stuff, you have to take accountability. He's not past that
Yeah.
part yet where he's taking accountability for everything. He's trying, he's working on it, but it's harder when you have so much. Like, it just keeps piling on because he's, obviously there's so much, like I'm hearing on here, there's so much more that he did. I haven't gone and looked into his past and stuff because I don't really care.
right,
People
right.
can't just
Same.
slip things under a rug, right? You can't just sweep things under a rug and
No.
act like they never happened. You
No.
have to own up to it. You have to take that accountability and you have to face the music. Our actions when we hit the go live button and we show our life on TikTok, we have to take accountability for our actions.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, that's the thing. I don't think you could be Mother Teresa on here. You're still going to have haters, regardless.
I'm Mother Teresa, okay?
Huh?
Relax. I'm Mother Teresa. I'm Mother Nature.
Okay. Well, we'll call you Mother Teresa now.
Did you know me before today?
Nope, didn't know. I have no idea who any of you guys are.
Well, welcome.
And I have no idea who anybody is.
I
Honest
still
to
love
God,
you.
I
Come here,
swear.
come here, come here. I got you.
I followed you like when you were it was just you and Nick talking because, you know, I liked what you were saying. You're being positive. Like, I get Nick was a fuck up. Okay, you know what? Everybody who's in active addiction is a fuck up. They've hurt their family, their friends, their kids, whatever.
But let me ask you this. People in recovery, what do they do when they're in recovery? What do people in recovery do?
They have to start taking accountability. And I really do understand what you're saying, Summer. I swear to God I do. But the problem is that when they start taking accountability, they have to start somewhere. It's like baby steps for them because what happens is if you've done so much, you know, like you have to start somewhere, and deflecting doesn't help with the public. And of course, his problem is that this is all public, right? It's not just a family and internal thing. So he's got everybody coming at him. The problem is that he needs to take accountability, but he has to do it in steps. Like, look, I did this. And like him not just saying, like, I don't know why he wouldn't just say, yeah, I fucked up that store. I did a really good one there. Like, just own it and say, I did it.
Well, it's about starting somewhere, right? And start taking that accountability for your actions and for your past. But you have to start. You
Absolutely.
haven't started yet. So because people are going to hold this app. People are not going to let it be forgotten. People are not going to let it be swept under the rug. People want accountability.
You know, but I think it's the way it's coming at him is hard.
And if I can say, looking through moons, I understand that with the information that you have, that's what you're understanding, right? I have been working with one of Nick's victims for over 1.5 years, and that victim still hasn't had justice. He has had the same patterns of behavior over and over and over again for more than a few years. And I understand and I fully comprehend that right now it looks like, oh, he's trying to, and everybody in here, and I think everybody can agree with the fact that in the end, we want Nick to be successful. We want Nick to be, to be sober and to have the best life that he can get. Everybody wants that. The problem is that we've seen him do exactly what he's doing time and time and time again. And the patterns of behavior do not change. It looks fine now. Come back in 2 weeks, it'll probably have changed. I hope not. I really do hope it won't change. But we've seen him do that over and over. And every time, it's not his fault. It's always something. And it's always this. And it's always someone's fault. And Chad's fault. And it's always, and he says that he has taken accountability. If he has, why am I still in?
Hi, Violet. How are you?
Hi, Check. I'm good. How are you?
Nice to see you on my panel.
Yes, it's good to see you too. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you for joining. I
Yeah.
was just wondering if I was ever gonna be, thought of like right here.
Oh, wait. I'll
Address
Get
him
me
as Mother
started.
Teresa. Address him as Mother Teresa.
Do not get me started.
there you go. I sent you a little something.
We are freeing the people. I don't know whose side you're on here.
Go free the people. I'm not really. I'm not really on anybody's side. I just think he's done some shitty things. Obviously, I'm hearing a lot.
I'm in the side of like helping people.
Yeah,
and,
just
here's the
breaking
thing,
them
Chad.
down. Like I know y'all want to hold people accountable for their actions and shit like that. But like if people aren't ready, we can't force them to, and we can't just be like, you're an asshole because you're not ready to. Like
I know.
But we also can't continue to enable them, Chad.
I'm not enabling shit. I'm literally just chilling with the dude on live, talking to him, helping him through his day, and everybody wants to like attack me for it.
So
What the
and I understand what you're trying to do, right? I get what you're trying to do, and me and you had this conversation the other day, right? It's great that he feels he has a support in you. It's great that he feels secure enough that he can open up to you. But when you are allowing this man in your space, spiraling out, perpetuating this.
I didn't allow him to spiral
mentality.
out though. I don't know how much you watched, but I told him several times to calm down. I would let him do his thing, and then I would set an example through it. Like I don't understand. Like
But,
I'm
but
not.
as a friend, right? And if you genuinely
Fuck, this shit don't got no chicken. It's all cheese.
I'd be pissed. That is not okay.
Right.
As a friend, right? I think sometimes the best thing we can do is say, maybe you need to take a break offline today. Focus on
I told him to
yourself a
breathe,
little
but
bit.
I'm not gonna tell a grown man to get off live.
He won't get off either way.
You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna drop me off this shit and go live by himself. I might as well go live with him and chop it up, hang out. You know what I'm saying? People get to know me in the same aspect because we have a broader audience. I'm just being honest with you.
And I get that. I
Be
follow
myself
you.
at the same time. I'm not being a character because when I'm battling, I'm being a character. I'm a little asshole. I'm act like a jackass. I'm like honestly cloud chasing off of other people. But when I'm being genuine, I'm just hanging out, getting to know people, and people get to know me.
Well, what are we doing, right? As people, not just you. What are we doing as people who continuously allow him in a space to take the victim mentality where when people, I'm not talking about the past, right?
Who's echoing like that? Is that Victoria? All right.
Where
Right.
I'm not even talking about the past. I'm not talking about the New Orleans days. I'm not talking about the Graceland days. But when you have an individual who is saying, I'm working on my recovery, I'm working on my recovery, I'm working on my recovery, and all these people are watching, and not once has he spoken on what he's learned in a meeting. Not once has he spoken on a change of thought process he's had in the day. What he has done is glorified the use of K. What he has done is tell people, well, if it's manageable, continue to use it, because if I didn't have to be abstinent from it right now, I'd be on it.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, and I've gone live with him with my lot.
Okay, well, a couple of days ago, he was talking about K use, which is his DOC, telling
Okay,
people
you're
to
using
use
terminology.
it.
Listen,
Hold on, check. I think I'm
Okay,
getting
you-
lost in my point I'm trying to make. We as a community, some of us have been gentle with him, have really strived for him to access recovery. And it's really hard to support that when the continued behaviors happen day after day after day. And when people gently say in a chat, hey, Nick, probably not the best thing to be talking about, or like, how is this conducive to recovery? And he blocks you or he mutes you.
Listen, you can't expect a certain action out of nobody, no matter how much we love them. You could love your mom to death and mean the best for your mom. And if your mom don't want you around and she want to close that door, you're fucked. Like,
I get that.
I get what you're saying too, though, because a lot of people want to help him and be there for him. And he shuts us out, and I hate being shut out.
And
I
Chuck,
can't make no excuses for that shit.
But when you continue to allow him to not shut you out, and you continue, and not just him, people with this behavior pattern in early recovery, right? I'm not going to pin this right solely on Nick. But if you have someone in early recovery who continues to manipulate, who continues to play the victim, who continues to not actively seek recovery,
listen.
and you
I wanna tell
say
you,
he's trying,
you keep
you're
saying
making
play the
him
victim.
feel.
What if he really, in his truth, please hear every word I'm saying. In his truth, he is the victim. In his mind, in his
But in reality, Chuck, no one has doxed Nick. Nick has been screaming online for the last 5 days what city and town and sober house he's in. When he worked at the supermarket, he told everyone he worked at the supermarket. When he worked at the gym, he told everyone where he was working.
Called paranoia.
So you
I suffer
can't
from it.
spread that information out and then say,
I don't know
was
if I
doxed.
tell you my medical records, but I suffer from PTSD and chronic paranoia, and I had to take a medicine called Persozin. So, like, I get what you're saying, but other people may not compute the same way. He has a certain level of paranoia, which could be induced from an after effect of constant drug abuse, right? So
And I get that.
we have to understand we can't expect more out of him than what we have. And maybe in a year, you could see some crazy development that you might be like, damn, bro, my bad about how I judged you a year ago. Like, we can't expect him to flash forward right now and be okay right now.
I'm not expecting him to take 25 steps forward in one day, right? I know that's not the reality of recovery. I know that clinically from a mental health standpoint, and I know that as being someone in very long-term recovery. I've been in recovery longer than my adult son's life. But what I can expect is to actually, as someone in recovery, say this is a misrepresentation, we're doing a disservice to the recovery community, and he has to have some reality given to him, or he's going to perpetually live in a state of disillusion and think it's okay because people are telling him a day at a time, a day at a time. Yes, recovery is a day at a time, but that doesn't mean that you get to be a manipulative person.
and also, if I can add something, Chuck, I understand that we want to do good and we want to, help them, but let's not forget that there's victims behind that. Like I said, I've been working for more than a year and a half. She still hasn't gotten justice. Like, every time that her situation is brought up, which is
Listen.
she has to go
On
through
my
it all
platform, we're
over
not
again.
going to allow non-legitimacy to come into this because I don't know the effects of what you're talking about. There may be a way. I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't want my platform to be used as a snark page or some kind of... Nah, just hear me out. I'm a content creator. So, like, let's not tarnish my name by, like, talking about something I don't know the facts of, please. I'm not excusing this behavior or anything of the like. But if I knew better, then I would allow that to go on. But I don't want to just like pin against somebody and talk about victims that aren't here on this panel. And I don't want to even invite them on this panel right now. Like, that's something y'all can do.
No, and they couldn't because there's still ongoing things.
They have their own things, right? Exactly.
But Chuck, have you taken the time to actually, and I know that his past does not speak on who he is today, but have you taken the time to educate yourself on why people might be so upset?
No, people tell me things, but I'm not. I
And
have
what
my
if
own
it was
past.
your friend?
Hold on.
What if it
I
was
got
your
my own
sister?
past. I got my own past. and people have created their own past based upon my aliens allegiances to people, or I don't know the word, like I'm Spanish.
Alliances.
Alliances, there it is, with different people. So I don't know what is true in his life, and there may be a version of truth from a victim, like you said, that I don't know about, but I don't want to invite that into my life. That's all I'm saying.
So so basically you don't want to hear about it.
No, I don't want to platform it on my page because I don't know these people. And again, I don't go for that. I am a musician. I do battles on TikTok. I don't go that deep into it. So it's just that simple. I'm just asking you to respect me in my platform like I do when I go into y'all's platform. If we can just do this like passively instead of like being aggressive in any way.
And I'm really trying to be and not aggressive.
And you have been, and Violet, you've been really cool too. So like, if y'all want to keep bringing attention to it, you can. And that's why I haven't calmed it down. But like, also don't twist this around on me either, or like,
No,
I see what's happening here, and I don't want that to be. I'm not. Hell no.
and I'm not. And
I am a TikToker, man. I don't do this.
I know, and I
just get
didn't
along
mean
with y'all,
that in a
so
way
I'm talking to y'all.
I'm sorry, and I didn't mean that in a way that that would put the blame on you. For me, it's much more awareness and making sure that and especially if you have a platform and you are known for this platform and your platform is good, I wouldn't want you to get bad attention or because there are still things like that coming.
But look, you got to remember, Violet,
it's your
who I
choice.
go live with doesn't define who I am. Like, I've never looked into your past. I don't know you. I don't even know your name, with all due respect. I don't know what you've done or haven't done, and nor am I going to make the assumptions that you're either amazing, intelligent, or not. It's none of my business. I take you for as you come. Summer has always treated me with respect. I treat her as she comes. It's a moral compass that I try to keep. Whatever you give me, I give to you. If I feel like your energy isn't something I want to receive, I'll calm you down and I'll keep it moving instead of being reactive. It's just, that's me. That's how I built my platform, and it took me a long time to just be like, none of my business, or if I decide to make it my business, I'll jump into it. But I just want to be an entertainer, hang out with you guys, free the people, man. Like, y'all just hanging out. Like, I am a content creator. I am not hyper fixated on anyone's life. I don't want to do my research on Grandma C, on Summer Love, on Take a Moment, on Looking for Moons, on Normal Violet, on Enchanting Demeanor, on nobody. I don't even want people to do research on me.